I'm Emily Reagan. I teach virtual assistants how to be highly paid, highly prized marketing assistants who have the most flexibility in their working schedule as a freelancer and are able to charge higher rates, especially project rates when it comes to marketing. It's just more value-based. It's just what it is. Today on the show, I have Danielle Laura here, a human design expert, to help us understand human design and how we can use it when it comes to our own businesses and the services we offer, but also the clients that we're working with, so we can have it in alignment. So we're not feeling burnout, resentful, stressed out, and frustrated. Before we get started, go ahead and hit subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want more. There'll also be a full-length podcast episode. Unicorns Unite is the name of my podcast. You'll find the link below. Go listen to the full episode because there's so much more that we couldn't put in this video. And I want to make sure that you download Danielle's freebie all about using human design in your business. That link is below. You'll also find links to my free Facebook group where we can continue the conversation. We post job ops and more training to help you offer exceptional marketing services. Get to that freelancer dream of charging premium rates, working with dream clients, and having a business that is profitable, sustainable, and gives you the freedom that you really desire. All right, today we have Danielle Laura, a human design gene keys expert and strategist. She is a spiritual advisor, founder of the H.O.T method, and she's going to help us break down human design, give you a little bit of taste of what it's like, but just know that you're going to want to go further, gain more clarity into who you are and how you operate and the clients that are the best fit for you. Also, good idea. Make human design part of your intake form with your clients. Ask them what they are. Get some awareness of how they launch, how they run their business, and where your clients are aligned. All right, let's jump in. I want to dive into all things human design with you, but first, can you give a little bit of a synopsis for somebody who's brand new to it?
Definitely. So the way that I like to describe human design is it's who we were designed, it's the blueprint essentially of who we were designed to be before conditioning, before trauma, before the world told us what we should be or should do for XYZ. And so it's this huge permission slip and reminder of coming back to how we're actually just meant to thrive in the world by being who we are, right? So it's releasing conditioning and just coming back to what our innate superpowers and strengths are and living from that place in life. So when we're looking at it from a business perspective, it's life-changing for the business because when you can just realize that you can work with your energy rather than in resistance to it and just knowing what your superpowers are and just leveraging that the first time around saves you time, it saves you mistakes, it saves you wasting money, right? And you're able to get to your goals way quicker by the path of least resistance and actually be fulfilled because it feels easeful because you're working from your superpowers.
I love that so much because we really have to know what we're good at. We have to protect our energy. We can't burn ourselves out on behalf of someone else's business and when we're a service provider or a service-based business. But I have to ask you, is there like one human design that makes the best service provider, or can we find strengths in all of them?
We can definitely find strengths in all of them. Yes. And when we can realize just kind of like what those strengths are, it takes all this emotional charge out of it. We don't have to have all this guilt and shame, and each design has its own strengths. So leveraging those are important.
Okay, so how do we find out our design?
So you can find your design pretty much, anywhere on the internet, but you can go to my website. It's totally free. It's danielle-laura.com/human design chart. You just enter your information. It will prompt you with the stuff that it needs. It needs your time of birth, date of birth, and place. And it will populate this chart for you. We'll tell you some basic info, and then it will show you your chart. So I encourage you, find an interpreter or a human design expert who can help you understand this for you. But there are some basic awesome superpowers of each type that I'm happy to go into if you want.
Give us that synopsis.
Okay, so we have generators. Generators are solution-focused beings. So their superpower is literally just creating a solution that someone says they need. They just respond to a need, create a solution, boom. Easy, right? So they're very creative people. They can see things in a lot of different ways and create a really epic solution based on exactly what someone says that they need by simply responding to that need with their strengths.
And there's another one I always hear people bragging about called manifesting generator.
Yes, there's 5 types. So the other type is manifesting generator.
Okay.
Similarly to generators, they're also here to create solutions. The difference is that manifesting generators are meant to actually do multiple things.
Oh.
at the same time. I call them the multi-passionate geniuses. They really can handle and do multiple things at a time. So when they're working with someone, they do really well when they're not stuck into just one role, when they're really allowed to use their creativity in multiple ways to amplify whoever it is that they're working with and whatever it is that they're doing for them. So then we have manifestors. So,
Mm.
manifestors' superpower is being the trailblazer, really having their unconventional energy to just take the charge and lead the way. So, manifestors are going to come up with something that nobody else has seen before. Right? They're going to have this like epic concept and they're just going to go for it. And they're not meant to ask for permission or anything. They're meant to initiate and just do it and lead the charge.
So
Yeah.
our next one is what you and I are both, and you and I talk about this in a Voxer chat, and I've learned so much from you about the projector. But tell us about projectors.
Yes, projectors are what I call just the intuitive guides of the world. We do not have a defined sacral center like generators and manifesting generators, which means we don't have consistent access to our own energy. We have to gain energy by other people. So because, our energy ebbs and flows, we have a very unconventional way of how we approach work. Work, quote unquote, for us is not going to look the same every day because we have days that are going to have high energy and days that we have low energy. We can't people, and then days that we have full capacity to people, right? The biggest thing is our superpower, projector superpowers, is being the guide. It's allowing you to kind of be a little more high level, show people what they can't see for themselves, that to us is so obvious, that to them they just can't see, and guide them into the next steps.
And then the last one is very unique. I don't know a lot about this one,
Yeah.
but tell us about it.
So this is reflectors. They're only around 1% of the population, so really rare. And reflectors, I call them the mystical mirrors. They have no defined centers, meaning they don't produce any of their own energy. They take on the energy of everyone that is around them. And they have this amazing superpower of being able to beautifully reflect back to whoever is in front of them, whoever they're working with, exactly what needs to be reflected. That could be the key, the potency, the clarity that they need to make a shift. And the most beautiful thing is, again, they're not reinventing the wheel. They're not coming up with something out of nowhere, but they have the superpower of listening and rephrasing and mirroring back in such a powerful way that allows the recipient to then, boom, oh, I get it now, and have the level of clarity that they need because of how beautifully they can articulate back what they're seeing that the other person can't see. Very kind of similarly to a projector.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. That kind of brings up a question I had. How would we know if we're not in alignment? Like, what would be some of the symptoms?
So, a generator, you're going to be out of alignment if you're feeling your not self theme of frustration. This is the core emotion you're going to feel when you're out of alignment. You're going to be frustrated with what's happening or therefore what's not happening because you're probably trying to fit a mold and do something that someone tells you you should do rather than it coming from what you actually want to do and what's actually exciting for you. Generators are designed to live from their sacral impulses, meaning the things that excite them and light them up.
Okay. What about manifesting generators?
Yeah, you're also going to know you're out of alignment when you're also feeling frustrated, similarly to generators. But it's probably because you're trying to do way too many things and you're not actually moving the needle forward on any one of them. And therefore, you're not seeing a quick result. And therefore, now you are so frustrated because manifesting generators want to see results like yesterday.
Oh,
So if you're not seeing those quick results, then that you're going to kind of lead to frustration. And usually, what that's indicative of is you probably don't have the right support to help you carry out what you said you were going to do. And you're getting too swept up in all the fun ideas.
what about the manifest?
Totally. Manifestors, you're going to feel out of alignment when you're feeling this energy of anger. And anger is going to come up for you when you're not allowing yourself to be the trailblazer, or when you feel like you are having to fit in or tone yourself down to be more palpable for somebody.
Oh,
It's going to cause this internal angst that is going to be unbearable in a way until you allow yourself the freedom to just be liberated and do you
oh
and
my God.
blaze the trail.
That makes so much sense. Like, okay. Projectors,
Yes.
you and I, when are we out of alignment? I have some ideas.
Yeah, so our signature theme is satisfaction. So when we are not being satisfied, when we are getting bitter, that's when we're out of alignment. And we're going to be getting bitter when we are over giving, over delivering, when we are offering way too much of ourselves that was not even asked for. Nobody invited us to do all these things. We're just doing it out of the quote goodness of our heart. But then we get bitter because then we're not feeling recognized or appreciated for all of the stuff that we're doing, right? Or that our value isn't being seen.
What about reflectors? Do they have insight on that or?
Yeah, so reflectors are going to feel out of alignment when they feel way too much pressure, when people are putting pressure on them, especially around a timeline. Reflectors are really, in terms of making big decisions, that they need a lot of spaciousness. Technically, that you want to wait like a full lunar cycle, which means around a month or so. Now, a lot of reflectors get so frustrated about this, especially in entrepreneurship, because they're like, no, got to make quick decisions. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But if you're feeling too much pressure, it's actually going to stifle the reflector and get and kind of put them in a lot of like analysis paralysis, basically.
Okay.
And then they're not going to be able to take any action.
Oh my goodness. So I know there's so much more to this because when we were talking, there are extra numbers, there are extra
Yeah.
arrows. Explain it because like I don't get any of the other things. I think I am a 3-5. I
Yeah.
think I like look this up and then I forget it and it doesn't mean a lot. But
Yep.
what do we do with these numbers and all of that?
Yes. So, what the cool thing is, you can literally apply the different aspects of your chart to anything in business. Like you
Okay.
can literally, you can leverage your profile lines, which are those numbers. You can leverage your define centers, the colors that are the centers that are colored in, the ones that are white, the numbers, the arrows, to literally determine anything from the type of program you should offer, the type of service you should offer, your pricing, who you should work with, who's best to have on your team, how to manage your message, how to even create your schedule, right? All of this means something specific for you. The biggest thing is first to just figure out your type. Start with your type, your strategy, and your authority. If you know nothing else but those three things, it will already be a game changer for you. And then if whenever you're ready to explore deeper, find someone, whether it's myself or someone you resonate with, to really help you uncover what all of these other chart properties mean so you can really start applying them to your business for just the path of least resistance.
So what is the strategy and the authority? Is that what you said?
Those are the profile lines. So those are great to know too. But if you were to just have a basic foundation, and I have a free e-guide that goes into all of this. If you want
Oh,
it, I'm happy
cool.
to give it to you for
Of
your listeners.
course.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And it will tell you, it'll break down those three things for you: your type, your strategy, and your authority. Your type is what we talked about, like the 5 different types: generators, manifesting generators, manifestors,
Okay.
projectors, reflectors. And that's going to give you the basis of your innate superpowers, which we touched on a little bit here. Then your authority is how your intuition speaks to you and ultimately how you therefore make decisions. It's kind of like your
Oh,
foolproof intuitive mechanism
okay.
that you can really trust and you want to live from, so that you're making aligned decisions, of course.
Yeah.
And then your strategy is how your innate energy works best in the world around you and how you can really leverage that for the path of least resistance.
So you have a freebie for us.
Exactly.
I think you call it, is it the business guide? Human design in
Yes.
business.
Yep. And it gives you kind of 10 actionable steps of how you can leverage what aspects of your chart where in your business for ease and success.
When you were talking about launch management, I mean, you were talking about these little arrows and you went so
Yeah.
deep. I mean, there's so much more about how you should launch, how you should protect your energy. And I was like, this is amazing.
Yes. And that's what's so amazing. A lot of people like, especially people that maybe don't have enough awareness of human design, or maybe they've saw like, one reading or one YouTube video and they don't really understand it enough, kind of almost think that it's limiting and like it's just another personality test.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
always like to debunk that. It is not a personality test. Every single part of your chart is unique to you. Now, you're going to have the same type as someone else. Yeah, because there's only 5 types. But just because you and I are both projectors does not mean that we're alike in all of the things. There's going to be so many differences between us based on all of the other chart properties, the numbers, the symbols, the signs, the arrows. And all of those can be applied to different areas of life. So it really is your unique blueprint that nobody in the world is going to have the exact same one as you.
I hope everyone listening can understand why we had you on the show. We're wetting your whistle. There's so much more to learn. Well, there you go. There is more on Unicorns Unite. Go check out the full length podcast episode. There's so much more to learn. Hit subscribe to this YouTube channel so you don't miss out on the next video. Check out the description below. Lots of good links, lots of good freebies, lots of good resources to help you build a service-based business that gives you financial freedom, schedule freedom, allows you to have hobbies, passions outside of work, a career, a work-life balance. I'm all about helping you get out of the job title of VA, charge higher rates, and offering services that you love with the ultimate job satisfaction. Okay, your next steps, take the human design quiz assessment that you'll find below and make a comment on this video. Let us know what human design type you are. And if you're a service provider, let us know what services you're doing. Is it feel aligned? What are you offering? Is it a good fit? I would love to know. I'm going to look at all the comments myself. All right, I'll see you in the next one.